Okay, yeah, so this is story time. And if you are an undocumented immigrant or you are married to an undocumented immigrant, I need for you to listen up. And I need you to listen very closely, okay? Stop traveling. Just stop. I have no idea why it is necessary for you to travel and you are undocumented, okay? Because at the end of the day, shit can happen, all right? And it always does. So, story time. Let me tell you what happened, all right? So, Saturday night, I get a phone call, and it is a panicked family member of a gentleman and his wife who were stopped at the airport trying to go back home to their home state from St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, okay? And in case y'all don't know, all right, yes, the U.S. Virgin Islands are the U.S. Virgin Islands, but they're still a territory and they still have immigration, okay? Just like if you go to Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico has immigration, but they're the United States, okay? They're part of the U.S. So they were stopped at the airport. They were detained. Their flight was canceled. They were placed into a hotel until immigration could figure out what was going to be the next steps. And then on Sunday morning, they decided that they were going to process the gentleman, okay, who had been undocumented in the United States for well over 20 years, okay? And that's a whole nother story that I will have a story time with. I'll probably do that tomorrow on why he can't get a green card, okay, even though he's married to a United States citizen. So on Sunday, now they are processed, and luckily, immigration decides to allow them to go back to their home state and be put into removal proceedings there, okay, instead of staying here in St. Thomas. So when I was speaking to the wife, I said to her, I said, why did you all travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands? I don't understand why you're coming from your home state all the way down here. And they were doing it because it was a special occasion and stuff like that, and they wanted to get away. And she says to me, well, we've traveled before. We've traveled a lot before, so we didn't think anything of it. Okay, pause, people. All right? Do your research, okay? If you're gonna travel, you should at least do your research. Or you should reach out to an immigration attorney and ask their advice first to see if that makes any sense. Because there's a difference with traveling within the continental United States and traveling to a territory outside the continental United States that ultimately has immigration for you to go through, for you to get back home, okay? So I say this to say there is nothing in this freaking world that should be so important that you need to travel as an undocumented immigrant, especially if you have been here flying under the radar for 20 plus years, okay? Then you need to continue flying under the radar for 20 more plus years, all right? And if you do have to travel, get into a car. Get into a car, drive to the next state over. If you and your wife, your spouse, whatever, want to have a staycation or a mini vacation, whatever, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And guess what, y'all? They have 6 children, okay? 6 children. Can you imagine that? So now if this gentleman gets deported, it's either his wife and his 6 children are going to have to go live with him in another country that they don't know anything about, or he's going to leave his wife here with 6 children to fend basically for themselves, and then their father, the children won't have a father that they will be able to see. Okay, it's not worth it. I don't know. It's not worth it. And people want to argue with me all day and all night. I know people have posted things on my different posts about it and stuff like that. At the end of the day, just stop. Stop traveling if you are undocumented, because it's not worth it. Okay. Do y'all think it's worth it? Leave me some comments. Let me know. Do you think that it was worth them traveling from their state to come down to the U.S. Virgin Islands for a special, occasion for themselves? And ultimately now the husband is of 6 children and a USC wife is going to be possibly deported. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. And I'll be damned. I would tell my husband, no, we staying put. We going nowhere, honey. We can have a staycation in a hotel here in the States because it's not worth it. All right? So just, think about that, y'all, before you decide to do that. Or reach out, like I said, to an immigration attorney. Maybe, get their advice first. But just stay your butt at home.